This is Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand for the morning of February 13th, 2023. I'm Wes Mills. Over the past 2 decades, Indiana's craft brew space has grown from a couple dozen brewers to more than 200 today, creating a $1.6 billion industry in the Hoosier State. However, several central Indiana craft brewers have closed their doors in recent months. Julia Whitson, who serves as executive director of the Brewers of Indiana Guild, says it reflects an industry in transition.
And that has to do with a variety of things. People just wanting to try something different, breweries kind of combining forces or joining, or just not making it. But for every brewery that's shutting down, we have another one kind of opening up.
Yep. Whitson was a guest on this past weekend's edition of Inside Indiana Business with Gary Dick. A subsidiary of Michigan-based Viking Group is planning to build a new pipe manufacturing plant in Richmond. MV Pipe LLC will construct the facility on a 40-acre site, and the project is expected to create more than 100 jobs. Viking Group makes and distributes a variety of fire protection products. The company's investment in the facility was not immediately disclosed. Viking says it plans to break ground this year and complete the project in 2024. Officials in northern Indiana say manufacturing readiness grants awarded by the state last year had a nearly tenfold benefit. The South Bend Elkhart Regional Partnership says 45 manufacturers in the region received a total of $5.3 million in grants, which helped generate $47.5 million in additional investment. Launched in 2020, the program aims to help manufacturers increase production efficiency while stimulating private sector investments and modernizing Indiana's manufacturing industry. Last week, the Indiana Economic Development Corporation announced it awarded 186 manufacturing readiness grants, totaling nearly $23 million statewide in 2022. Still to come, Indiana is a pace-setter when it comes to farmland values in the Midwest. Details when Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand for Monday, February 13th returns in 60 seconds.
Has your company grown at a rapid pace over the last 2 years? Nominations are now being accepted for Fast 25, IBJ's exclusive list of fastest growing companies in central Indiana. Honorees will be spotlighted in a special publication in the IBJ and celebrated at an event on May 9th. Check out the changes to this year's criteria to see if your company qualifies. Learn more and submit your nomination by March 1st at ibj.com/nominations.
IBJ Media delivers business news covering central Indiana and the entire state. The Indianapolis Business Journal and Inside Indiana Business are now part of the same family. Look to the IBJ for in-depth coverage of central Indiana's business community, and tap into Inside Indiana Business for stories that extend throughout Indiana. 2 resources: unlimited business insights that help you stay informed and get ahead. Learn more at ibj.com and insideindianabusiness.com.
Indiana farmland values had the biggest one-year increase of any Midwestern state in 2022, according to the latest data from the 7th Federal Reserve Bank District in Chicago. Inside Indiana Business reporter Alex Brown has details.
The quarterly report issued by the Chicago Fed reveals good quality farmland in the Hoosier State jumped 23% higher compared to January 2022. District-wide, which includes all or part of Indiana, Illinois, Iowa, Michigan, and Wisconsin, farmland values climbed 12% year over year. The Chicago Fed says this is the second largest increase in the past decade. Compared to the previous fiscal quarter, farmland values were unchanged district-wide, but up 1% in Indiana. Chicago Fed policy advisor David Oppedahl says district farmland values got a boost from a record year for crop revenues. The strong grain prices also resulted in stronger credit conditions for farmers. Oppedahl says only about 1% of farmers are having major problems repaying loans. He says the rate hasn't been that low since 1998. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.
Bethany Legacy Foundation, a nonprofit organization serving Jefferson County, has awarded a $2 million grant to help pay for construction of a new pool and renovations to the existing pool house at the historic Crystal Beach Pool in Madison. The foundation says the funding will allow the city to maintain its project timeline, with plans to open the pool in May 2024. The pool was built during the Great Depression. Indiana's revenue collections for January once again outpaced projections. The Indiana State Budget Agency said Friday that general fund revenues last month totaled $1.9 billion, which was 3.9% above the December 2022 forecast and 4% higher than the same month last year. Fort Wayne-based Steel Dynamics has appointed Barry Schneider to the newly created position of President and Chief Operating Officer. He currently serves as Senior Vice President of the Flat Roll Steel Group and will continue to report to company Chairman and CEO Mark Millett. Schneider has been with the company for 28 years. His new role is effective March 1st. I'm Wes Mills, Inside Indiana Business, Radio on Demand.